Yo, 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 guys, we are live. Okay, I think it's time to start today's AMA. So, today we have a lot of exciting announcements so we can get ready for our mainnet trading next week. As you know, earlier this week we went in and spoke about the migration. We started earlier this week as we had announced, and now we are actually finished with the migration. So we have migrated all holders. We have migrated the open stakings of the old open staking and the new open staking. So everybody have gotten their holdings. We have also migrated the 1 year staking, as was already announced when we put it, the 1 year staking live, that we were gonna do so. So we have migrated these holdings together with the initial holders. Here, in regards to people, there is some holders, it's not a lot, but there is some holders that have the stakings in the locked staking pools and don't have any holdings. So during the next week, we are going to come out with an announcement how people will be able to get gas if you have already staked amounts inside of the 2 year, 3 year, or 5 year staking, and you don't hold any gas in your wallet, so you will be able to actually claim your pending rewards and rewards that's going to come as we move along, because the 2 year staking still have close to a year. Some have more than a year, depending on when they staked. So to not force these people into buying Robona to have gas on the blockchain, we're going to come with a solution, and this will be a separate announcement. When we are into this subject, also, as I already mentioned in an earlier AMA, we're going to go into the parameters of the proof of earn and how people can interact comfortably without going into losing your holding status in terms of validation rewards. So during next week, I'm going to come in and make a separate presentation. I'm going to do this as a pre-recorded presentation before the trading goes live, so everybody knows about the parameters and how you can interact comfortably with our network within these parameters. I have an exciting announcement. As you know, earlier this week, we announced the portal being live on testnet. It's currently live between BSC testnet and Robona testnet. The reason why we decided for BSC testnet is because it's easier for people to get gas towards the BSC testnet than it is on some of the Ethereum testnets, which have several testnets. So we decided to do BSC testnet to Robona testnet. I would really like everybody to go in and do a test of the portal, so you're comfortably knowing how it works. Possibly would be able to help other people during after our trading starts with how it will work on mainnet. Obviously, we're going to keep the testnet portal live even after mainnet trading starts, but we would really, really like everybody to test it out. We can see there's already a good amount of people going in to test it, but there is not enough, or not enough. It could be a lot more. So this is something that we really would like everybody to go in and take a notice in, so we can so we comfortably know how all the tools work as we move forward on mainnet, because it's going to work just the same way on testnet as it's going to work on mainnet. And here I have a little announcement. We initially went live with the portal being able to go from ETH into Roburna Blockchain. And now we have been working during this week, and we have just today deployed from BSC network and into Robona network as well. We will be working on implementing it into more blockchains, but currently it's live now between Ethereum and Binance into the Robona blockchain. This will expand as we move forward, so we connect to a lot more networks where people will be able to use the portal to bridge in funds into the Robona mainnet. This brings me to the next subject. I could see there has been some discussions inside of the chat in terms of liquidity and market cap. I'm going to make a video explaining exactly how market cap and liquidity works in terms of our own mainnet. But what I would like to mention here is you have to remember, even though that the liquidity has been rising over the last few months since we stopped trading on BSC mainnet, we haven't liquidated the BSC or the BNB funds yet, which brings us to more locked funds that we have towards our mainnet. It will go into the mainnet. We're not going to keep any of the funds ourselves, but it's not going to go all into the Robona liquidity. The reason for this is we need several liquidity pools, both for Robona and also for the stable coins and other tokens to actually work on our mainnet, because if we have a token without liquidity towards it, then people will not be able to interact it with us in the mainnet. So this means that we need to put liquidity between USDT and USDC as well. And basically, this is something that we need to add towards any tokens that needs to be traded initially inside of our mainnet. So the extra liquidity that we have gained by not liquidating the BNB on the 28th of December, this is going to be put towards other liquidity pools, so we can comfortably go into mainnet and everything will be working smoothly. So this is how we're going to do in terms of the BNB. And in terms of the market cap, we're going to go live with the market cap that we had the 28th of December. And this is how the market cap is going to be when we go live on Thursday. So the market cap will be approximately 5.8 million. And that's how the market cap will initially be. And from there, it will interact as an open market, just like it has been on the BSC end of things. In terms of future staking, we're currently working on the future staking pools. Here we are going to go in. We are currently working on staking towards the wrapped Robona token, which is going to be on our mainnet, and that's to be able to work cross-chain. And then we need to adopt our staking pools in towards the coin, because it doesn't interact the same way as a coin as it does as a token. So currently we are finalizing our staking testing, and until we have this finalized, then we will not release information how staking is going to be on our mainnet. This will hopefully come during the next week. So for those who have been asking questions in regards to staking, this is how we are going to go forward. To the next subject is Aboswap Tokenomics. We have decided for some tokenomics to enhance community building in terms of the Aboswap platform and the Aboswap token. We are not planning to go live with the Aboswap token before later this year. We are currently in talks with liquidity providers, strategical investors, and people that really can go in and make a difference for the Aboswap protocol. So this is what we are currently doing on Aboswap at this moment. We are also making some ambassador programs, and we are doing some initiatives towards the Abobot, which have been announced separately, and more announcements will come during the next week. Tomorrow, we are going to announce the exact tokenomics in terms of how the Aboswap token is going to be, and this is going to be a release over the next 4 years for those who are getting in early towards the Aboswap project. Should there be anybody inside of our community that would like to do a special support or have something special to offer towards the Aboswap protocol, they would be able to become strategical investors. If not, then we're not planning over the next 3 months to come further into investment details into the Aboswap protocol. What we have done is that we have set a team that's currently working on Aboswap as a multi-chain platform. They are working towards helping projects getting to market through the launchpad and obviously use of all the protocols. So in the coming months, we're going to start to see activity towards the Aboswap platform in general, and it has its own team and its own marketing team as well. In regards to Robona, which brings me back to the liquidity on Mainnet, is exchange listings. We are currently in the phase 2 of our development phase for Robona. It's going very, very well. But as you all know, the portal that we have made up now is currently a one-way portal. When we come into phase 3 and phase 4, then we will be looking into making a final decision about which exchanges we are going to go live in and in what steps we are going to go live. We are already in talk with more than 40 exchanges, and Robona Labs have made contracts with a lot of exchanges in terms of facilitating listings, not only for us, but also for projects that's going to go live on the Robona platform. So exchange listings, it's something that's going to come. We have shared a tweet where we would like everybody to go in and tell us which exchanges you would like us to get listed on, why you would like us to get listed on this specific exchange, what this exchange can make of difference for us. Obviously here, Binance would be a very nice goal to list on Binance, but it's a little bit out of reach at this moment. We simply don't meet their conditions for us to list on these exchanges. So it will be tier 2 exchanges that's realistically possible for us to list on. And here, when we go in from Roburna's side and look into exchange listings, then what we are interested in is something that can bring a big benefit towards our ecosystem and towards awareness of our ecosystem. So here, personally, what I'm looking at when I go in and look at exchanges is which regions do they have adoption from in comparison to which regions do we have adoption from already. Obviously, there is not a region that we have enough adoption from, so we need adoption from all regions, but there is specific markets that we are very, very interested in. But again, we would really much like to hear from our community side which exchanges you guys use and which exchanges you have seen maybe in the DeFi space have very good effect on especially blockchain tokens, but not limited to blockchain tokens. This is about creating more adoption when we go towards a centralized exchange listing. So this is how we're going to be moving forward there. And as I have already mentioned earlier, at the same, when we come out of Mainnet phase 4, then we'll also be looking at getting our token listed over at Ethereum blockchain. So we go multi-chain with the token and facilitate trade on more blockchains. So this is something that will come when we are done with all our mainnet phases of development, as we need to have the bridge going both in and out. And then when we have gotten these parameters in order and everything is working perfectly, then we'll be going in and looking at having the token on multiple blockchains, not limited to only Ethereum. We would like to get listed on a lot more DeFi blockchains, and again, as well, exchanges, which we would really much like to hear your guys' opinion on which exchanges would you like us to list at. So, there was a lot to to cover today, and these are the most important things that I wanted to go over. I can see there is some people that have requested to speak, so I will now allow people to come in and ask their questions. Let me go in here. So now I've allowed people to speak, but let's take it in a fairly manner. So let's start with Mark. You have raised your hand and would like to speak. Please ask your question.
Hey, how are you? Yes, I hope you're doing great. I hope everyone is doing great, and thank you for having me speak. Um, yeah, no, I'm glad I found you guys through another project that I've been holding for more than 2 years, and I'm doing my homework still on you guys. But as I since you asked for any opinions or anything, I have a lot of experience in investing in new blockchains, and and two things. One of the things that would be awesome is, yes, if the coin uh, will be in different chains, like for instance Ethereum, Solana, just to give uh, choices to people where they want to have their coin in what network. That's that's important, and it's not too difficult from what I've learned. But one of the things that caught my eye on your, I think it was on Telegram, a voting on Telegram, or X. I believe it was Telegram that you had a voting for. I don't know if it was the team that did this or just an individual. You had a voting for which stable coin would you like to see on our chain. And one of the things I want to tell you and the audience, that is one I don't understand. I understand a little bit, but that is one of the things that a blockchain always struggles to get. And 90, I could tell you 98% of all the new blockchains don't have a stable coin. And if you guys could make that happen, for me, a stable coin on a blockchain is more important than a listing, because any coin could get listed or any token could get listed, but when a blockchain has their own stable coin, that shows, for me, from my experience of investing over 30 new blockchains, when a new blockchain has a stable coin, it shows a lot of commitment. I don't know if you agree with this with me. And I'm not saying you guys have not shown commitment through your hard work and what you're building, but a stable coin is so important. And I don't ever see it. In fact, there are blockchains that have like $500 million market cap, $1 billion, and they still don't have a stable coin. I just don't get that. And last thing, one of the exchanges, I don't work for them, but I love using this exchange. I love using this exchange because they have a lot of different, like for instance, Ethereum. They have a lot of different networks on Ethereum, so you can actually bridge in this exchange. It's very popular. I don't think it's not as expensive as Binance, and I understand 120% Binance is for a new coin, a new project, Binance is just tough. But I think MEXC, it's a really good exchange. I've been using MEXC for like over a year already, and for me it's just awesome. There's a lot of volume, and every time I want a bridge, instead of using a bridge, I use really MEXC. You know and also, it's very important for you guys to have your bridge up. I don't know if you do. I haven't checked it, but that's also. But a stable coin will do wonders for your chain. And one of the things that I also want to recommend you guys, that there was an issue with the last blockchain that I was involved in, which the team was amazing, but they had one big problem. Make sure you get a really good marker maker in your exchange. That's all, and thank you for having me speak.
Thanks a lot for your comments, Mark. I think it was more comments than direct questions. So I would like, as you're new to the community, we have actually been discussing earlier a stablecoin, and the reason, and this is something that I can elaborate a little bit on, the reason why blockchains normally don't have their own stablecoin is because of a legal aspect and not really because of a technical aspect. So one of the things, and we have a very big legal team that's looking into this for us, and this is the reason why we didn't go live with our own stablecoin at the beginning, simply because we are inside of a legal transmission towards getting this. And this is why you can see even a very big blockchain like Binance Smart Chain, they actually only have peg tokens to USDT and USDC. They don't have a real stablecoin, and the last stablecoin that they had was not themselves issuing this stablecoin, which have now already been closed down and stopped from withdrawal, right? So there is some legal aspects towards this that we need to go in and cover before, because obviously I want to stay safe and I don't want to sit in jail. There has been some stablecoin issuers who have went live and they are either on the run or in detention. So this is something that I need to ensure that we don't have this issue, right? But we are working on, and we have already the code to run our own stablecoin, and it can already go in on cross-chain. So this is an aspect that I could elaborate a little bit on. Then you mentioned in terms of being live on different blockchains. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this is something that we really gonna go into elaborating with. We are already in cooperation with a lot of new blockchains, which are specialized into gaming or other ecosystems. And these are blockchains that we want to work closely together with, because these blockchains have very strong teams and they can offer us a lot of support when we go towards them. Obviously, for us, the first step is going to be Ethereum, simply because of the volume that is on Ethereum and because the access to exchanges that Ethereum brings us, because there will be exchanges that are not ready because of their own internal technical team, and exchange listing will either take several months in terms of their internal technical team, which is why Ethereum is going to be a very, very important change for us, both to for exchange listings and for access to investors and for bridging purposes, because obviously it's most comfortable to buy a token and then bridge the token in instead of bridging in stable coins, as we are going to be doing in the beginning. As you mentioned, in terms of a bridge, we currently have a bridge, and I actually asked everybody to test out this bridge, which is currently live on testnet, and it runs between the BSC testnet and into the Robona testnet. As we go live, there's going to be access from BSC and from Ethereum when we go live. So this, I think, elaborated on most of your questions, and your comment towards MEXC is very much appreciated. I can tell you we are already in very close contact with MEXC, and we have the list of their requirements, and we have all of the information, and we also have an offer to get listed. So we need to meet some requirements before we can list on MEXC, but it's definitely not out of scope. So yeah, MEXC is one of those we are in contact with, and we will be looking into towards that chain. I do not think it's going to be the first exchange from our side, but it's definitely in our scope of exchanges. Do you have
Oh,
any comments
yeah.
or
Also,
questions?
I'm gonna write you a message about an exchange, a private message. You know, about an exchange that a blockchain I was involved with had a really bad and this team is they're really good people like you guys. And the reason I say you guys I know are really good people is because uh, you were recommended by a person that I've been involved in a project for over 2.5 years through the whole bear market suffering, which is Mr. John Wood. You know, I'm not gonna name the project here for respect, but John Wood said that you guys are
Yeah,
super amazing.
we,
Um,
we,
but I'll
we will.
recommend. I'm going to send you a message about an exchange that I want you guys to keep your eye and kind of stay away because it was hell for this poor team, and they finally got out of that exchange and they're going to be listed somewhere else because it was just a really bad experience. And I don't want you guys to go through that because you guys to me are like the project I'm involved because John Wood said that you guys are freaking amazing. He can't wait to work with you guys.
I had a conversation with John yesterday. Do send me a private message. Please do it on Telegram because I'm more active myself on Telegram. It's a system that's holding our uh, our social medias here. So if you want to reach me directly, it's Vicky LLL on Telegram. I had a talk with John yesterday, and we are very, very excited to soon be able to speak more towards our community about who John is and what we have to engage with John. I do know that there is a lot of people inside of this AMA who already knows who John are, but please don't disclose that so we can have it as an announcement for the coming weeks. So yeah, okay. Let's move forward to the next person that requested to speak. Ka- Kasupa, Kasupa, you requested to speak as well. Maybe that was a mistake. I will give you a second. You have you
Sorry, that was a mistake.
Okay, no problem, no problem. There's a few more people asking to speak, so I'll just unmute a few more people. Mania, you are now unmuted. We would like to hear what you have to say in terms of questions or comments.
Hello. Greetings, everyone. Hello.
Hello, good evening or afternoon.
Greeting to you all. I want to first and foremost commend you on your effort in moving this wonderful project forward. I have question and I have suggestion. The question I have is I bought Robona tokens for about a year ago. I have them in Trust Wallet, and I have been offline for a while, meaning I have not been seeing all the migration process you have been talking about. But recently, or on this platform now, I heard you saying that you have started migrating people from um, BSC to Robona Blockchain. So I want to know what I need to do to migrate my tokens that I have in Trust Wallet to a Robona blockchain. I need the requirement. I want you to let me have the requirement so that I can migrate my tokens from BSC to Robona 2. I have them in Trust Wallet, like I've said. So that's the question. So the suggestion I have is that I want you and your team to work grossly on the advert, that is advertisement aspect, so that this project can have a wider adoption. So I want us to engage widely on different social media, such as Facebook, Telegram, Discord, and all the Instagram as well, all the social medias, so that we can have wider adoption within the short period of time, so that it can grow our ecosystem. So thank you very much, as I anticipate your response on how to migrate my tokens in Trust Wallet to Robona blockchain. Thank you very much.
Perfect. So in terms of migration, you don't have to do nothing. The thing you have to do is you have to add our network into your wallet. I just shared, and it's actually the last message inside of our official group on Telegram. There, I just shared the a tutorial from Trust Wallet themselves how to add a custom network. So if you take the last pinned message, there we have the mainnet information with our custom RCP, our chain ID, and our symbol. And simply, if you go into your Trust Wallet and you set up a custom network inside of your Trust Wallet, your tokens will appear because we did the migration for you already.
Okay, thank you very much.
In terms of awareness towards other blockchains, other platforms, we actually have we are actually live on these social medias. We also have much more plans towards getting further awareness, but I will have my assistant share now the links in towards Instagram, Facebook. We are also live on other social medias. So this we already have. The only one that we are not ready to go live on currently, we do have a channel on Discord, but it's currently muted because it takes quite some power for us to manage a community. So we are only sharing little information in our Discord, but I promise you we will be looking in towards Discord even more, and we will also be interacting more on these mentioned networks that you have already mentioned, and we will also do a lot more further than that. I do see now when we are speaking about Instagram and Facebook that we have very little following from our community on these platforms. We will be working on getting more followers in general on all our platforms, but we would also like our community to come in and support. And if you do have a Facebook or an Instagram account, then please give us a follow and interact a little bit with our announcements if possible, because that will help us even more with reaching out on these mentioned platforms. So I think that covered your questions, Mania. Is that correctly?
Yeah, I want to know. You say the migration. I don't need to do anything on Trust Wallet. You say the process of how to add the custom is it pinned? Is it pinned on the Twitter on the account?
No, I have just shared it inside of our community. So inside of our community, you will see a tutorial made from Trust Wallet themselves how to add a custom network. And if you look the last pinned message inside of the Telegram group, then you will get the exact details that you need to add to your Trust Wallet, and then your tokens or coins, because this is not a token. So your coins will appear inside of your Trust Wallet. We have already sent the tokens to you. So this should be very, very simple. As I mentioned, I shared a tutorial inside of Telegram, and it is the second last message at the current moment.
Okay, thank you very much. I will check the Telegram platform after this AMA to see how I can add the custom address.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for joining today, and thanks for coming forward with your questions. I can see we have another speaker. So, Emmanuel Lancho, I will now allow you to speak. You are now unmuted. Mania, please mute yourself so we can have the next speaker coming live. Perfect, thank you. Emmanuel, the floor is yours.
Thank you guys. Hi, thank you for having me. First of all, amazing work, guys. It is amazing and really nice to see in the last 2 years how this project evolved in a great way. So yeah, it's really great. Also, kudos to the community for the daily efforts in the last few months. I can see Lambos dropping in a short time, guys, so keep it up. As for my question, just for clarification, did I understand it correctly that at first, when the training starts in 7th of March, investors can only bridge in one way into Roburna chain, where we can trade with dimension pairs, and only later, around phase 4, people will be able to bridge outwards from Roburna chain to other chains? Or maybe I misunderstood it. Could you help me with this? Thanks.
So at the current moment, which we already announced several weeks ago, we are currently working on the bridge for both ways. We have actually deployed it as private for us to test out the security and do all the security checks. At the current moment, we only have the bridge in, which will be available now from the 7th and are currently public for testnet for everybody to test. We are obviously soon gonna release on testnet for the bridge to go both ways, but at the current moment it's not cleared from our security system to have the bridge going both ways. For investors that's inside of our network can always go out and stay in stablecoin, so you don't need to stay in the Robona token. If you do want to liquidate and want to be ready to take your funds out, then you can go over to a stablecoin, which we will prove and hold one-to-one on Ethereum and Binance network, so everybody can comfortably know that they can get in and out of the project. But we are currently not ready to release the bridge going out, not because we have found any issues, but because the security control is simply not finalized yet. This is part of our development sheet for the mainnet and have been made public since December, exactly how we'll be moving forward. I do expect that we'll be able to release it earlier than we have mentioned in our development sheet, but I do not like to overpromise. So currently we follow the development sheet in terms of timeframes. I do hope that we will get it ready and approved earlier so we can put it public, but at the current moment we are still in the testing phase for the two-way bridge, so we only have a one-way bridge when we go live on Thursday.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you for the clarification. I don't want to liquidate. I just wanted to ask it because I wasn't sure. But thanks for your time, for your answer, and keep it up, guys. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for speaking today. Perfect. Then we went through all speakers and we get through a lot of announcements today. So to keep the AMA short, I will be ending the AMA very soon. We will be coming live with more updates during the coming week, and I'll also soon be setting an update for our next AMA where we will go over a lot more things. Please remember to follow our YouTube channel, as most of our announcements comes out through YouTube, where I'm doing pre-recorded videos that we put live explaining through each subject. This we do for it to be easier consumable for people, because if we do need to go through everything on an AMA, we either need to hold daily AMAs or the AMAs will be several hours as we had in the beginning, and we do like to keep our recordings nice and smooth, short, so everybody can have a chance to consume all of these news that we have. They'll be coming a lot more the coming weeks. We already have some unannounced partners that have announced on their own social medias. So do stay tuned for everything that's going on. And in the coming days, already tomorrow, there'll be coming a new video update from me, and they'll be coming almost daily in the following weeks. And we will have another AMA next week going over a lot of more details from the project. Thanks everybody for listening in today, and see you all soon.